Hey, everybody. Welcome to How To Tuesday. This week, been getting a lot of questions lately about the little guys and girls. How do you teach a kid to fish? How do you develop a fishing partner for life? How do you, um, you know, start someone out? Fishing, if you're listening to this podcast, fishing is probably very important to you as it is to me. And when I had kids, it was incredibly important to get them started in fishing because I wanted them to fish with me for life. It's a great opportunity to spend a lot of good time with your children away from computers, phones, um, even away from their friends, just one on one time with them. There are many things about fishing and hunting that are rites of passage, so to speak, for a young boy or girl, learning all different types of things, um, and stair-stepping this process so that each little thing that they learn, they develop some responsibility so that they can learn something else all the way up from, holding the rod themselves and bringing in the fish to then taking the fish off the hook themselves to, later getting more and more responsible to where they're actually learning how to handle a fillet knife correctly, how to, help you to tie up the boat correctly, help you to drive the boat, and on, the stair step process that goes through their entire life. And I believe that has been very, very profound for my kids and for myself. That process of learning little things and then building on these small successes has has helped me in lots of other things in my life, and I'm sure that you probably feel the same. So that's kind of my tip today is that whatever you do and however you are trying to teach your child how to fish, you know, first of all, take it very, very slowly. The more you push them to go, the less they're going to want to go. The more you kind of sit back and let them decide when they want to go, the more they're going to want to go with you. And then once they go, the more you push them to catch fish, cast, go at it real hard, the less they're going to want to. For most kids, anyway. This is my experience. It may not be true for every kid, but for most kids that I've seen, the more you push, the more they push back. So, what I did with my kids, and what I've done with a lot of people's kids who have brought them on the boat, is just let them do whatever they want to. They want to play in the bait well? Great. Let them play in the bait well. At least they like going on the boat. They get tired of fishing and they want to go over to the beach right there or swing on the rope swing that they see? Great. Do that. Do whatever it takes to keep them interested and keep them excited about fishing. And you know what? Sometimes keeping them excited about fishing means not fishing. It means turning over rocks in a creek and looking for salamanders or showing them the bugs underneath the rocks. It means swinging on the rope swing. It means taking a hike. It means, putting the rods in the boat and never actually getting them out because your child would rather drive the boat that day in circles. And that's fine. You know what? Just go with it, because what you're doing is you are getting them involved in the process. And the process for them at this point may not be that they are super excited about actually catching a fish or casting a rod. That may be the least exciting thing for them. But what may be really exciting for them is discovery of things that live under rocks, discovery of things that are in the live well, discovery of new knowledge and new experiences, and the responsibility of driving the boat or using the trolling motor, or, doing whatever it is that they've seen you do. And you know what? Eventually that's going to come around to fishing, and they will probably enjoy it. And you know what? If they don't enjoy it, but they enjoy going out there on the boat with you, isn't that just as good? Because that's really what we're trying to do here anyway. We're trying to spend some time with our kids. So my advice is go slow and then try to look at whatever type of fishing you're doing. Freshwater a little different than saltwater. Fly fishing a little different than conventional fishing. Whatever type of fishing you do, try to come up with these different responsibilities, these different rites of passage that you can teach your child how to do, watch them be successful at it, and then add to those things the next level. Almost like martial arts in the belt. You know, they got a white belt in fishing, and then they're going to go yellow belt, then green, then, however it is. You're going to give them opportunities to learn and watch them learn. And when they show some excitement about something, maybe it's catching bait, then instead of trying to make them cast the rod, to get them a tiny cast net and show them how to throw it, and follow their lead. Let them show you what they're interested in. And then at that point, go for it. And my theory is, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong in a couple of years, but my theory is that if you show them a good time, you keep it light, you go slow, that they are going to want to fish as much as you, maybe more than you. And so that's the tip for today. The How To Tuesday would be how to teach a kid how to fish. And I guess if I could add one more thing to it, it is that kids have a short attention span, much shorter than yours. And you need to remember two things. One is that you are out there. When you take a kid fishing, you are out there for that child. You're not out there for yourself. That's a different day. That's a tournament day. That's when you go fishing with your buddies. But when you're going fishing with your kids, it's their day. Remember that, and also remember that they have a very, very short attention span. And when it's over, it's over. They get tired and it starts going downhill. Hey, head back for the dock. And over the years, that attention span will get longer and longer and longer. And pretty soon, you'll be crying uncle, asking them if you can go back to the dock. I know, I've been there, and it's happened to me. All right, so good luck with teaching your kids how to fish. I really hope that these have been some tips from experience that you can use. And if you have other tips, I'd love to know how, effective ways that you've been able to take kids fishing. We had Gene Jensen on. He had some effective tips. He had some games. I did a How To Tuesday on the ring game, which is another tool that you can have in your toolbox. But if you have some other ideas about effective ways that you've been able to get a kid's attention and keep it for fishing, send me an email, podcast@saltwaterexperience.com, podcast@saltwaterexperience.com. That's the email address. And, I'm anxious to hear from you guys. Doing this podcast has been really the coolest thing that I have done in my whole fishing career, and I'll tell you why. The emails that you people have sent are amazing, and I thank you for them so much. The podcast listeners are the most deeply engaged listeners, the most deeply engaged fans that we have or have had in television, in print, in anything that we've done. You guys are amazing. And the emails that you send, just, it makes my day when I see one come in. I love it. And I love the stories that you guys have told. So if you have suggestions for the show, if you have tips about this show, send them. And I look forward to seeing them. Until next week, this is How To Tuesday, and I'll see you on the water.